Hi everyone, it's Lilu here. I'm going to do something a little bit different today because I tend to stick with the same vlog format and I wanted to kind of shake it up a little bit this year. I have casually touched on when I do creative stuff like crochet or knitting and stuff like that in the past, but I really wanted to share what I'm doing at this very moment. And one of the things I do a lot is I spend a lot of time doing crochet. Um, Crocheting is a little bit of an addiction for me. I crochet pretty frequently. I tend to crochet most of the time. It's what I do with my free time, really. And the reason I do it is because one, it's super therapeutic for me. I love making things. I get a lot of enjoyment out of the creative process, and I love giving gifts to other people. I guess I don't often factor the amount of time and energy and money of the materials that goes into projects, but I really love the whole process, and often I give things to people and I don't sell anything for my own profit or for my own gain. But yeah, so something at the moment that I'm working on that I wanted to share because I'd like to document what I've made, really, because I often take photos and then a lot of these photos are the resolution is really, really bad after you've taken a picture and you've uploaded it onto social media. So if I actually film it, I've actually got it documented on my YouTube channel, and I can appreciate it if I ever look back on it. So at the moment I'm working on a blanket for a work colleague who had a baby a few months back, so it is a little bit late. Often a lot of people don't appreciate the amount of time and energy and effort that goes into these projects. This has taken me a good, few months because I really do have very minimal hours to work on these kinds of things. I get maybe a couple of hours every evening, and I have been doing a lot of late evenings lately, so I have even less time than usual at the moment. But I'm going to flip my camera and hopefully you can have a little look. Is there a way to flip my camera? That is the question. Probably not. Okay, let's try this out then, shall we? Okay, so this is what I'm working on at the moment. It is a granny square crochet blanket, if you can see, and it is in this really beautiful transitional rainbow yarn, which I've been using. It's been an actual pain in the backside because you have to plan where to start each love heart and also plan where you do each edge. So I've tried my best to kind of keep it as, in the right sort of colour codes or whatever you want to put it. So but often, the blue's pretty easy to keep, but the yellows is really difficult because there's only a very small amount of yellow in the yarn. So you end up with the green on the outside or the pink or the whatever on the outside. And then I've got purple up here, and then I've got some greens and the edging as well, if you can see it. It's the same traditional yarn, but it's made this really beautiful rainbow edge, which I'm super, super psyched about. But at the moment, if you look at it this way, it's a bit difficult because I thought I could change the camera around, but I haven't been able to. But at the moment I'm in the process of stitching all the back. So it looks all lovely on that side, but this is the reality on the other side. If I turn it over, a bit difficult with one hand, I'll be honest. So this is the joy that you have left on the other side. This mess of loose ends. It's a bloody nightmare, and it's taken me so long to do. So this is like the ones at the bottom I've managed to do pretty much the whole row at the bottom here, if you have a look. And I'm now kind of working my way onto the second row. So what I tend to do is tie off an end like that. So I would get the two strands, tie them off a couple of times so they're a little knot, and then I would get a needle and then I would thread it through to hide the ends, and then just snip off the remainder. But Look how much work I've got to do. It's so depressing. Oh, so that is what I'm working on at the moment, and it is bloody long. It is a labour of love, and a lot of people don't realise the amount of time and energy, as I said, that goes into these things. But this is what I tend to spend a lot of my time doing. And although it does seem like it's a lot of work and it does seem stressful, and on occasions I can get pretty fed up of projects when they go on for a long, long time. Actually, I get a lot of enjoyment out of them. The thing that I really enjoy most of all is giving that gift to somebody. So, yeah, that's just me documenting something I've made and something I'm working on in a minute. I will take some pictures at some point when it is finished. I was hoping to have this finished a couple of weeks ago, but as I say, I don't get much time to do this kind of things anymore. They just kind of drag out. So if I kind of work on this solidly for a few days and just tidy up some of the loose ends on the back, hopefully this will be finished by midweek. So I'm on a Sunday at the moment, and hopefully I'll put in a few hours now, a few hours tomorrow and a few hours Tuesday. Hopefully by Wednesday it'll be finished. But it is a real sense of achievement when you get something like this done. I think I want to make an effort to record more of my creative projects this year, because I have so many things on the go, and one of my resolutions to myself this year was to do one thing at a time, like actually work on one thing at a time, because I have this really bad habit of starting things and then starting something else and starting something else, and I've got like about 6 or 7 things on the go. So I have been doing one thing at a time. Another little project that I actually did beginning of this year, which I got a bit sidetracked, I'll be honest. But I made this little pin cushion. It was a really quick project. It was done in like 15 minutes, but here it is. Isn't it cute? It's a little cactus in a pot. So I made that at the beginning of this year, and that was one of my first projects that I made this year. A really quick 15-20 minute project, and I tend to get a lot of my videos off YouTube of silly little things like that. But for things like this, this big blanket is something I've made up myself. I did see someone who had made a granny square with a love heart, and I thought, oh, that's really awesome, I'm going to make a blanket out of it. So I kind of made it up myself. And I also get a lot of inspiration from crochet magazines that I buy, and I am also part of quite a few crochet groups on Facebook, so I get a lot of inspiration from stuff like that. But yeah, so this year I think I'm going to be sharing a lot more of my creative work and the projects that I'm working on, and yeah, so I thought I'd do something different this year. But apologies that I look pretty rough. I have I've been spending most of the day in my bedroom doing crochet, apart from going out for a roast dinner at some point this afternoon with my fella. And yeah, that's it. So I will speak to you all soon, guys. Peace out. Take care. Bye bye.